Demesio Peralta was in his corral at 5:29 in the morning, the day the bomb was ignited. He was covered with radioactive ash, as was his horse and the entire property. Everything was covered with ash. Some of his windows were busted out. He went running into his house to check on his family, and they were huddled in a corner. They were sure that the world had just come to an end.
Wilma was pregnant with Shirley Ann, and Shirley was born without any eyes.
Very early in the morning, we were all asleep, and we heard this very loud boom. Here we were bombed first, and nobody cared. And we didn't know it. We didn't know they didn't care. We didn't know we were just living our daily lives, being just a little community, and that was it.
The government had never told them what it was. Never. Those scientists sent their families out away from there before they tested that bomb. It's a big secret, you know. They didn't tell my family to get out. They didn't tell them what it was. When you go through chemo for breast cancer, you lose all your hair. You're bald-headed. You lose your fingernails. You lose your toenails. Then my hair came back in, and it started falling out again. It's a constant battle trying not to be a bald-headed woman. Cancer is the pits. It's a good thing I'm not a teenager trying to impress the boys. My family was there with me through all of it. My husband, Don, went to all of my doctor's appointments. Sat with me through all of my chemo, except for the last chemo.
Nobody ever came to Tularosa to check the earth, to see how we were. Nobody ever came to Tularosa. And then this is the gospel truth. Anybody can tell you the truth. I tell it like it is. And we started noticing after we got older that why were so many people getting cancer? I just remember a very emotional moment in my life, because my father was going to the war, and they gave him a short furlough to come home, and he had us all like that, and he was squatting down, and he said, I do not want to go, but I have to go fight for my country. And Lucy, you're the old, and he pointed his finger at me, and I was Lucia, and he spoke in Spanish. If I don't come back, you help your mother with these children. And that was the most patriotic lesson that I ever had in my life. My father said, I got to go fight for our country so we can have freedom. And he was crying. And he left. I was here as a 13-year-old and asleep early in the morning. When we heard the boom, it shook the house, and we heard dishes rattle. We knew it was maybe an earthquake, and everybody was talking about the earthquake. The whole town was talking. Radio said that what we heard was an exercise out at Holloman and with an explosion. They were like doing something out at Holloman, so we believed them. That was the answer to the earthquake. In the meantime, my father the war's over in Europe, and he's on a boat going to Japan. They took the troops from Germany on a boat, going on a ship to Japan. And while he's on the boat, this earthquake happened. And when they were passing the Panama Canal, the news, they told the GIs on the boat that the war was over and Japan had surrendered. Well, then we found out that it was the atom bomb. We had never heard of an atom bomb. I mean, that was like, what are they talking about? And that the atom bomb had been dropped in Hiroshima and Nagasaki, and that the Japs had surrendered. So my father went on to Okinawa, and we went on here just like normal, drinking the water and playing in the irrigation ditch and eating the food and everything. And we never thought anything was wrong, you know. Nobody told us. We didn't know the science. We just knew it was an atom bomb, and that was it.
New Mexico is a state of patriots. We are the state of the Navajo Code Talkers, the 10 Death March. In World War II, there was no other state in the Union that per capita had more volunteers.
Ernest Montoya, Janice Weissler Montoya,
Sharon Webb, Viola Webb.
We really want our federal government to know that we are high value, not low value population. And we want to tell the story because we don't want our children to suffer the same fate as Oppenheimer did. He cited the Bhagavad Gita, I am become death, the destroyer of worlds. He knew what he had done. And we don't want our children to get nice high-paying jobs with Los Alamos or anywhere else in New Mexico and suffer the same kind of fate. They have to know what happened so that they can avoid that from happening ever again.